Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, 8 races and they all look pretty good.
Yeah, fabulous day of racing ahead of us with the Group 3 Hyperion Stakes heading us off. We've also got a few very nice 3-year-old races and another race where the 3-year-olds feature heavily.
Let's take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with. The immovable rail is out 3 metres. No rain expected for Perth, so that is a positive, and we should be running on a good 4 track. Let's take a look at race number 1. It is over the 1,300 metres, an event for the 2-year-olds. And there's some pretty handy horses in this field.
Yeah, not our top level of 2-year-olds, Adam, but some handy enough ones, and they get their chance to shine. We'll go into the replay of number 1, Buster's Shadow, who won well last start.
Too Lippy in the straight they come. Prince Moritz has headed off onto the Roman. Now here comes Kilkenny Joe and also Oregon Bronze with their runs together. 3 lengths behind them, Stored Energy trying to wind up from Buster's Shadow with 150 to go. Kilkenny Joe and Oregon Bronze together. Oregon Bronze fighting. Here comes Buster's Shadow though, about to deliver the knockout blow. Buster's Shadow with Stored Energy, and Buster's Shadow.
This is a really good performance by Buster's Shadow on this occasion. I think stepping up to the 1,400 metres is a big bonus. Also the speed that Honour the Roman put into the race. Now this is going to be a very good 3-year-old, so anything he does now I think it's just cash in the bank, and you'd be laughing at the moment. Dropping back to the 1,300 metres, probably not ideal, and also giving 2 kilos to the likes of Oregon Bronze, it probably isn't ideal. I've got it in my 4, but I don't have it on top for this card like I did last start.
Yeah, we saw last week with Next Generation that extra 2 kilos can take its toll on these 2-year-olds, but still good enough, and lost a length at the last start as well, so probably should have won by a little bit more potentially. We've also got in the race number 8, Oregon Bronze. I'm really keen on this horse. I liked it last start. Again, not sure about 1,400 back to 1,300.
Yeah, look, I think that'll actually be okay. I think the biggest problem last start was they just settled too close to the field, a little bit worried about Leader's Day and then how far Honour the Roman had got out in front. I think this horse is probably one that's just better ridden quietly and then attack the line strongly. I've got a really good opinion of it as well. It went very close to putting it on top. Barrier 3, 54 kilos. The Sandalwood form lines are good as well and didn't disgrace itself last start.
Another smart one we saw winning last start on a Wednesday on this occasion was for Lucy Warwick and Justin Warwick, the trainer. Elegant Blast, well related by Blackfriars, this filly, so I think she'll only get better as a 3-year-old.
Yeah, well, as I said, full sister to Black Blast, which won over 100,000, and then of course half to Red Blast, which we know is a very nice type as well. Anything that Justin Warwick and Lucy Warwick have at the moment, just get on board. It's as simple as that. There's sometimes formulas are very simple in WA, and they are just winning everything. They're in great form, and I think they'll probably win the Group 3 Hyperion.
I love the way they place their horses as well. This filly, they took her to a Wednesday meeting. They probably knew she was above average, took her to a Wednesday meeting, got the win, get the confidence up, take her to a stronger race, and I think she looks really, really well placed here.
Yeah, it was a quiet trial. They hit her nicely. The first up performance was very good indeed, and I'm going to have her on top for this race, stepping straight into Saturday class. Number 6, Elegant Blast, from 8, Oregon Bronze, 1, Buster's Shadow, and 2, Heron Point.
I've got the 8 on top, Oregon Bronze, from 1, Buster's Shadow, 6, Elegant Blast, and 5, Verve de Vega.
Race number 2 at Belmont Park. It's Australia race number 2 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,000 metres. 8 runners to take a look at, and again a pretty reasonable field with a little bit of speed in this one.
Yeah, very good race. We were trying to sort this one out the other day, and it looks a very hard race to map out, but we'll go straight into the replay of number 8, last start winner, 2 Silver Trees.
On the inside, Blazing Asset, third, followed by Production, and then 2 lengths, Marble King and Octet Lady. 2 Silver Trees, though, gave them the go-by. Down to the 200, led by 2 lengths, Blazing Asset. He hasn't moved on. 2 Silver Trees. Mama Bear can't go on. Marble King and also the stablemate Production are battling away, but 2 Silver Trees, with Harvey having a look around, sits up and cruised down to the line to win.
Really good run here by 2 Silver Trees for Lindsay Smith, Paul Harvey riding on that occasion. This filly probably needed that win as well. It had the one start before and was beaten 3.5 lengths, and that was as a $1.55 favourite. And I think, we saw Massachusetts on Wednesday at Belmont Park. It's another one that's had a lot of hype, and this horse has always had that hype surrounding him as well. So to get the win and do it in such good form as well, winning by over 4 lengths, it was a big positive. Barrier 1, 55 kilos. I think she can go back to back.
Well bred. You don't see too many in Costa del Lago fillies running around in WA, and I love the way in that replay you just saw Paul Harvey have a look over his shoulder when he was a good 3 lengths ahead. Obviously a lot of ability. Barrier 1, interesting to see, as we mentioned, we were talking about this, whether they go to the lead with her or they take a sit, because there does look to be speed outside of her in Kavara and Prime Witness as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Prime Witness, another cracking filly, Star Witness filly, and she goes really well.
Yeah, she's really improved this campaign again. She was another short price favourite, beaten last campaign, 225 and 260. But she's jumped at 175 and 195 so far this campaign and got the job done. The last up win in front of It's Dynamite by a length was very impressive. Barrier 7, they'll look to push forward as well. And certainly, in my opinion, is probably the main danger to number 8, 2 Silver Trees.
We've also got in the race number 3, Sovereign Hall from the Ted Martinovich yard. Had a winner on Wednesday, which is great for Ted, and this is coming off last start win as well.
Yeah.
Impressive as well.
Yeah, he's going really well, Ted Martinovich at the moment. Been impressed with what he did with Disco Smile, which was the winner on Wednesday. And then you take a look at Sovereign Hall, and this is a horse that probably didn't really wreak a massive load of ability, but just continues to get better with each race. And I think this will really suit with the speed from Castle Queen, Corvara, Prime Witness and 2 Silver Trees. Horses like You and Answers and Sovereign Hall are going to get their chance late in this race if they're good enough. So I've got it in my numbers, but I am going to tip number 8, 2 Silver Trees, from 7 Prime Witness, 3 Sovereign Hall and 9 You Want Answers.
That last start run at Northern was too good. Number 8, 2 Silver Trees for me, from 7 Prime Witness, 9 You Want Answers and 3 Sovereign Hall.
Race 3 at Belmont Park is Australia race number 4 for our Singapore viewers, an event for the 3-year-olds. Over the 1400 metres, we've seen a couple of these go against each other in recent times, the likes of Great Shot, Key to Fame, but now we add in a pretty handy type as well, and I'm taking that maybe the replay we're looking at.
Yeah, standout performer for me. It's the one that's on the up as well. Ragnar's Saga. Let's have a look at this lovely ride by Jared Noski last start.
That is Indefatigable. They're followed further back behind them. Famous Someday. Down on the inside is Salty. Noble Savage back in the field, struggling for the moment by the 150 though. And Putri Jewel still the leader. Ragnar's Saga's getting a run from the back of the field and starting to storm home. It's Putri Jewel, Ragnar's Saga from Barry's Rabbit. Ragnar's Saga went to Putri Jewel. He's come from an impossible.
Yeah, this is an impressive horse, isn't it? Won a trial by 4 lengths, then jumps at $1.40 favourite and just let Juendis get too far in front on that occasion. The barrier probably hurt. And last start, look, it was away awkwardly and there was a pretty nice horse in it in Putri Jewel, which was carrying the 58 kilos first up. But again, that was a question mark. But what I love with Jared, when he's on a good horse, he just knows and he does absolutely everything he has to make sure the horse wins. There was a lot of jockeys that wouldn't have taken the gaps that he did, but he rode so aggressively, got the job done easy, loved the turn of foot, getting home in 34.8. And as you said, this horse is certainly on the up, and I can see it winning this race as well, even though it is stepping up from that Wednesday field.
If you watch the run Jared got in the straight, he actually didn't weave in or out. He actually stayed straight. All the seas parted for him, and he went through. All the other horses went along the cutaway. It was a really nice ride on that occasion. Yeah, looks very smart horse. Don't be perturbed by barrier 10. It'll go back anyway, and it will be running on. We've also got in the race number 5, Presenter Tie. Now, how long do we stick with this filly?
Yeah, oh look, I'm happy to stay on board. I think the two that have been are pretty nice types as well. I think we see Cerise and White and we just expect that they should be winning each race. But this horse has come across to WA doing a pretty good job as well. And you got beaten by a length by Vega Magic, which ran a track record the other week, and then beaten 2 lengths by Pretentious Chant, which apparently is a very nice type as well, and we're starting to see that. So I'm happy to stay with it. I think stepping up to the 1400 again is a big bonus. It's just been too short. I think it has lacked that turn of foot that maybe the Williams camp thought that she had. So I'm happy to have her in my numbers again.
We've also got number 2, Key to Fame. Now, been running some good races, this horse, but just hasn't won in a while.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this galloper goes. I was really intrigued between the battle with Great Shot and Key to Fame, and they both have blinkers off for this assignment. Key to Fame had to cross from 13, so did a little bit more work than Great Shot last start, but actually gives it more weight for this race as well. So I've elected to go with Great Shot, but these two will be out in front dictating terms as well, and they certainly got the class to run on.
Blinkers come off for Key to Fame, so interesting what tactics they do take up. It's over the 1400 metres. They probably want the horse to settle, but at the same time, they probably want it to get the 1400. And whether that means taking a sit or leading, be interesting to see how it all plays out with Peter Nucky aboard.
Yeah, won over 1400 metres before, so I don't think it's an issue. I think they'll still go forward. They just want, as you said, just that little bit more underneath them, especially with the speed from Great Shot, Headlander Boy in the race as well. Even Ros Martini might try and take it up. So you don't want that speed battle early on, and then, as you said, paying for it the last 100 when you've got horses like Ragnar Saga and Presenter Tie running on strongly.
You're not suggesting that there's going to be a pacemaker in this race?
There may be a pacemaker. We'll take a look. I'm going to tip number 7, Ragnar Saga, because of that pacemaker. From 5, Presenter Tie. Number 9, just like that, which I think will be over the odds. And number 1, Great Shot.
Ros Martini. Much better horse than a pacemaker. We'll just put that out there. I've got number 7 on top as well. Ragnar's Saga from 5, Presenter Tie, 2, Key to Fame, and 6, Battle Talk.
Race number 4 at Belmont Park is Australia race number 6 for our Singapore viewers over the 1300 metres. And excited to see how a horse that is certainly on the up, but only been just getting it done, goes against some better types.
Yeah, it's slow maturing type, this replay horse, and winner of its last 2 starts. Let's have a look at its last start win though, beating Bachet On Trend.
Coming around the outside of them On Trend. He's being really asked to dig in and find something by Turner. Hashtags under enormous pressure back near the inside. Mr. Motown levelled up to Paris of Troy Bachet. Now On Trend starts to hit overdrive, and further back then running on is Hold Your Tongue with a runners So Star Glitter. On Trend, Bachet coming together. On Trend doing a bit better though, hits the front in the shadows.
Certainly is a nice type, this gelding by Nicole. Coney, and has just been getting the job done. Hasn't had the ideal runs, it must be said as well, throughout, but just knows how to win, and that's always a positive sign from a 4-year-old that is just starting to learn the game. This is a step up though, and there's a bit more class in this, especially with the likes of Socially Unique, Nullakai, even a Eurosun, who you just know has got that experience and does more things right than not. So look, it's a winning race for On Trend, but I can't be as confident as I have been for the midweeks.
No, it's opened up 240, which is very short, but speaking to Colin Webster after its last start win, he did mention how the horse is very slow maturing. It's only had 5 starts and it's a 4-year-old, so slow maturing, and you can't hit the front too soon. Troy Turner's been able to time that run perfectly at his last 2 starts. Can do it again from barrier 5 for mine. In a race that doesn't hold too much strength, we've also got number 1 Eurosun returns. Sorry, I laugh when I say Eurosun, but he's just one of those horses that we always get sucked into and think he's going to run a good race for us, but never can win.
Hasn't won for 626 days, but does prefer Belmont, and that's one thing to take note of. It's had 9 attempts at the track, 2 victories in the 6 placings. Has won at the track in distance, 1 from 1. You go through the form lines again. Socially Unique, All G, Star Exhibit, Lunar Eclipse and Northridge. They are much stronger than anything that these horses, and even a horse like On Trend. On Trend's not running with those types of Bachet or even Illusion of Light the start before. So if the real Eurosun shows up, and again, I think a lot of it comes down to timing, it can certainly win the race.
Socially Unique can win first up, Adam?
Certainly can. This is a very talented galloper. We didn't see the best of it last campaign. It was a nice win when beating Parish Dream by a length and a half. Even the start before that, just behind Puna Moo. Barrier 658 kilos, a little question mark there, but I really like the trial and I think it can win first up, and that's the way that I'm going to tip. From number 5 On Trend, 1 Eurosun, and throwing in number 8 Nullakai.
I've got number 5 on top, Adam, On Trend from 4 Socially Unique, 9 Star Glitter and 1 Eurosun.